Many people think that the Jews protect and defend the State of Israel. As a general in the Israel Defense Forces, I'm here to tell you that it's the other way around. The State of Israel defends the Jews. I've personally seen this on the battlefield. During Operation Defensive Shield in 2002, I was commanding a battalion of 800 soldiers, and we were engaged in heavy fighting in Judea and Samaria to put a stop to a wave of Palestinian suicide bombings. My men fought hard, really hard, and have been away from home for months. The fatigue of war was inevitable. Fighting in the trenches, day and night, is both physically and mentally grueling. After 10 months of continuous fighting, my unit finally got 3 weeks break. So how was I to manage that time? I gave them 1 week off, and 1 week we organized our equipment. That was standard, but what about the 3rd week? My fellow commanders all used that time for training. In the army, if you are not at war, you are preparing for war. But I decided to do something different. I asked my soldiers, how many of you have ever been in Jerusalem? I was shocked that half of them have never been. Can you imagine that Israelis, born and bred in the country, had not visited Jerusalem? I asked those that had visited Jerusalem if they have ever been to the Western Wall, the Kotel, the last remaining wall of the ancient temple. Less than half of them even knew what I was talking about. I was shocked. So instead of a week of target practice and drills, I gave them a tour of Jerusalem. We visited the Western Wall and its underground tunnels. We visited the ancient city of David, the Knesset, and we met with Israel's president. 800 soldiers sat at his house. They met their heritage for the first time. They learned why the modern state of Israel was founded and what they were fighting for. For the first time in their lives, they understood what it meant to be a Jew and what it means to live in the state of Israel. When we returned to the battlefield, they fought harder and better than every other unit. All the other units had more rest and more training, but we were stronger. We did not lose a single soldier, and the command called me to commend my unit and my leadership and asked, what was the secret of your success? And I told them the truth. It's not what we did. It's what the state of Israel did for us. The return of the Jewish people to the land of Israel after 2,000 years of exile is unprecedented. When Israel declared statehood in 1948, there was so much political opposition across the world that we should have failed within the first few weeks. Israel was attacked by all its surrounding Arab countries, each of whom had superior military capabilities. But yet, the State of Israel not only won the war, but has become a regional power despite having the smallest population. That makes no sense, but again it proves that it's not the people who protect the land, but rather the land of Israel who protects the people. And I want to tell you another thing. The State of Israel does not only protect the Jews who live in Israel. It protects all Jews everywhere. If the modern State of Israel was not founded in 1948, the state of world Jewry would have been very different right now. After the devastation of World War II and the Holocaust, wherein 6 million Jews were brutally murdered in Europe, Judaism should have died out. Assimilation was on the rise and the Jews were depressed. But the state of Israel changed everything. It gave hope and strength. It renewed our people's commitment to rebuild and reestablish ourselves as a strong and capable nation. Twice in our history we were exiled from our land, first by the Babylonians and then by the Romans. And now we are back. But the question is, what are we to do to make sure that we will never be uprooted from our land? We need to realize that the land of Israel, the state of Israel, protects and safeguards us. The more we do to build up the state, appreciate its value, and see it as a light unto the nations, the stronger we will be as a people. In fact, Amos the prophet said the same thing. I will restore my people Israel. They shall rebuild ruined cities and inhabit them. They shall plant vineyards and drink their wine. He didn't say we will build armies and weapons and develop treaties. That's all important. Trust me, I know. But it's not the core of our success. He said we will build cities and live in them. We will settle the land, work the land, and appreciate its bounty. Now that we are back, let's not make the same mistake a third time. Join me in supporting this amazing country. Join me in recognizing that the greatest strategic asset of the Jewish people is Israel.